This is Biker Dad, brought to you by Stevenson Klotz and the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers.
Hi, this is Chris Best, the Biker Dad. I left my 25-year corporate career to ride motorcycles and tell stories, and this week's destination is Daytona. It is Bike Week, and we're here for Motorcycle Madness on Main Street. Then there's this giant thing. We're going to set this on fire. It's called the Burning Bike, and there's a big purpose behind it. And I'm going to tell you my personal story and the personal story of a couple of my friends here whose names they wrote on this thing. Plus a daredevil biker family, 3 generations in the making. Dad, mom, sisters, brothers, and they learned it all from their grandparents. We're going to take you inside the cage of death and see how one of the family members just made it big on national TV. That's all on this episode of the Biker Dad Show, so let's roll.
Daytona Beach, Florida for Bike Week. But tonight there's going to be kind of a cool and somber ceremony here. They call it the burning of the bike. As you can see, this massive motorcycle up here. April Violet, Heels on Wheels, is with us. April, what's the significance of this? What are we doing here?
I actually didn't know about this until today. Someone told me about it, and for me, it's I've lost, Chris, this past year. I've lost several people in motorcycle accidents. My best friend, Jessica Dostey, was killed on April 11th. My friend from Charlotte, Guido. Sarah Thompson, who's a motorcycle rider from Knoxville, Tennessee. We lost all 3 of them within a 2-month span. Also David Griffith, who's one of ours who does the Meals on 2 Wheels back in Knoxville. We lost him this year. So I'm going to, for everybody in our area, and for me, for Jessica, for her mother, her children, Adriana and Gavin, this is for you. So we're going to write her name on there, and they're going to light this on, and this is just our way of kind of lifting their spirits up for all of us. And you're writing somebody's name also, Chris. I'm not the only one.
Yeah, I have a couple names to write. I've lost 2 really good friends recently. One, Wes Chango Miller, combat veteran, a good friend of mine, member of Riders for Riders. He's on the board. That's a group that helps fallen bikers, ironically. Also lost my good friend Wayne Eubanks. We're going to write his name on there. And while I was here in Daytona, I met the wife of a young biker dad who died in a crash during Daytona Bike Week. Worked at the local Harley-Davidson dealership, died on the way to work, and his name is Greg Keene. I'm going to be writing his name on there.
Hey, I'm Troy Rentz. I'm with Fast Lane Promotions out here at Daytona Bike Week 2022. We're at Fast Lane Campground, home of Burning Bike. In a couple hours, we're getting ready to light this bike on fire. This is an event to remember a loved one. People come from all over the world to sign the name of someone that may have passed, or they're kicking a bad habit, or put their ex-wife's name on there. We throw a big celebration. There's a bikini contest. We have live performances by the Globe of Death, the high wire acts, food vendors, camping, and a swap meet. This is all from reclaimed wood. We live here in Florida. There's hurricanes every year. We're looking at about 3 months build time. There's 6 carpenters it takes to put this bike together. There's over 7,000 nails and a lot of stainless steel fasteners.
So what are they going to do with this thing?
They're going to set this on fire.
It's all about them. It's an honor to be able to do something, to be able to touch people and give them a way to show their love to people that they really care for.
And that's my friend, actually, Chris Utah. He wasn't a biker, but he was a veteran, and this year, after 2 years of isolation and COVID, he committed suicide. And it's one of the reasons that I have a veteran suicide prevention as a major cause of mine, and why I have this tattoo on the back of my arm in memory of Chris. So that's also for him. So.
I mean, it's for people even that can't come. They'll go on Facebook on Burning Bike. They'll message us and say, "Hey, can you put Aunt Rosie's name on there?" We'll sign it. We'll send a picture back to them. It's a tradition now. People come every single year. There's thousands of signatures on there from all over the world. You know, someone that said, hey, I went here, with my father for 3 years, and he passed last year. They come out here and sign his name. So that's what it's all about.
This is Biker Dad.
So the theme for Daytona Bike Week has been rain, and the Saturday that is the last Saturday of Bike Week has been the worst. It's been a washout, almost like a hurricane all day. But we are expecting a little bit better weather this afternoon and Sunday, so it hasn't been a complete washout. We've gotten lots of riding in, but a lot of it has been wet. I've ridden several hours in pouring rain. But you know what? If you're gonna ride in Florida and you don't ride in the rain, you're not riding in Florida, because especially when it hits the spring, it rains here every day, at least for a few hours.
We've had not the best weather, but it's Daytona. You just got to roll with it. Rain's not going to stop us. The wind's not going to stop us. So come and enjoy it. The sun's coming out now. It's a good day.
The first 5 days were great. The second, with the rains, kind of put a damper on things. But all in all, it's good.
We've met so many great people from all over the place. That's what's cool about it, because everyone's here is from somewhere different. So you get to talk to them about their different things in their place, and they get to talk to you about your different things in your place. Awesome.
Definitely make it down here. I mean, it's a good time, whether it rains, 10 minutes worth of rain, it changes, the sun comes out. Good to go.
We got beautiful weather. Come to Daytona Beach and come stay at Fast Lane Campground.
Destination Daytona is the center of Daytona Bike Week, and at the center of that is the huge Daytona Beach Harley Davidson dealership that's just massive. Bikes everywhere, people everywhere, and really cool stuff to check out here in Destination Daytona. Not sure that I've ever been to a Harley Davidson dealership that had an escalator, but they do here at the Daytona Beach Harley Davidson. Like I said, this is a massive store, and we're going to the second floor. Look who I found, believe it or not. Hey Elvis, check this out. Elvis Presley here in the top floor of Daytona Beach Harley Davidson in the middle of Destination Daytona. The store just keeps getting cooler and cooler. If you know me and Elvis, I mean, all you gotta do is look at my arm. That's just awesome.
This is Biker Dad.
One of the hot spots here at Daytona Bike Week is the Broken Spoke Saloon, and that's where we are here on the Saturday right before all of this ends. But we're not just here to party. I'm here to connect with bikers who are influencers and content creators from across the country who have met up here in this spot to see each other in real life. We don't connect with each other all the time on social media, but now we're doing it right here, and we're having a lot of fun. Check out some of the people who got to meet.
Hi, I'm Wind Road Therapy. It's my channel, Desiree. I retired. I wanted to see the country. I learned how to ride first, and then I bought an RV. It's a toy hauler. I put the bike in the back of the toy hauler, and I travel around.
So what kind of content are you doing?
I show people the country and some rallies in between. I try to go as many rallies as I possibly can, but just riding the beautiful roads. My goal is to visit every national park. Working on it. It's a work in progress. Today we're having a motor meetup with the Badgers.
And who are they?
Badgers? Oh, they're on Facebook and they're on YouTube. They have support bikers and they're bikers supporting bikers.
I am Christine Simmons Verassi. On Facebook I work with Tom Schimmerling at Upstate Biker Lawyers, Schimmerling Injury Law. This is my hubby Dan. I will at the Moto meetup with the Badgers and the biker lifestyle. And Biker Dad, of course.
We're showing support for the accident scene management. We think we're highly stand behind that, along with the Badgers.
Yeah, we have like 10 accident scene management classes coming up in upstate New York. And we're pushing them.
We've had not the best weather, but it's Daytona. You just got to roll with it. Rain's not going to stop us. The wind's not going to stop us. So come and enjoy it. The sun's coming out now.
People always ask me, it's like, you're crazy, you stop working, you're gonna ride motorcycles and tell stories. What would you tell somebody who's thinking about doing that?
Do it, but for sure. You have a different story to tell. We can visit this place. Your story is gonna be different than my story. So why not post it, right?
Yeah.
Share it. Because maybe they'll see yours and then maybe it'll bring them to mine.
The meetup here is pretty cool because we all connect on social media all the time. I think I connected with you through the Badgers and through the Biker Dad fan page. I saw you commenting on there. What's it like to see everybody IRL, as the kids say, in real life?
I love it. Well, I met the Badgers. They actually came to New York last summer and met us because we sponsor them. And yeah, I finally got to meet you. So we got to meet you, and we just love getting together and stuff like this because it's like, you know, like a family that's all over the world, you know, parents from Ireland or wherever, and like everyone's from everywhere. So it's great to just come and meet up in one place and just have a blast.
Biker Dad.
Bike nights are back. It is warming up. Let's ride. Every second Thursday of the month, starting in March at Eagles Talon on Copter Road. Come say hi to Martha, get a nice drink, get some good food, and maybe get a patch for your vest. You can even get a Biker Dad patch if you ask nicely. Eagles Talon for all your gear, patches, apparel, and everything else biker. And also just want to say thank you to Martha and her team for 13 years of serving the biker community on the Gulf Coast.
Hey, I'm Dr. Glenn Glass of Glass Orthodontics. At Orthodontics, we're not really treating a disease. This is about aesthetics, this is about feel good. You boil it all down, this is about self-esteem. So we try to make it fun, and we just try to make it a great experience for everybody. Perfect. If you want the straightest choppers in the Southeast, you come on down, this is where you get them.
There's a little place in downtown Mobile on the corner of Fat and Happy, and it's one of my favorites. Bob's Downtown Diner isn't just a great place to eat and home of the best French toast you'll ever eat. It's one of the best things you'll ever put in your mouth. It's also an important part of the community and not just the biker community.
I'm grateful, I'm grateful for the bikers that I meet from all over the country.
Bob's is a hot spot for bikers and very biker friendly, but it's also family friendly. I like to bring my kids here Sunday after church for brunch. Please visit my friend Tony Sawyer at Bob's Downtown Diner and check them out on the corner of fatandhappy.com. Well, it may seem like I'm everywhere lately, but I really can't be everywhere, and that's where I need your help. I'm looking for your videos of cool biker stuff from across the country, whether you're going to a big rally, or you're helping out a little kid with cancer, or you're just doing burnouts in the parking lot. Please send me your videos. You can hit us up everywhere, tvbikerdad.com. Just search TV Biker Dad, and while you're doing that, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'd love to have your videos. Please send them pictures too. Your kids ride motorcycles. Send it to us, please, tvbikerdad.com. This is Biker Dad, brought to you by Stevenson Klotz and the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers.
Here's the Mobile Bay Harley-Davidson Bike of the Week.
Mobile Bay Harley-Davidson Bike of the Week.
It's time for this week's Bike of the Week, and we have this beautiful Harley that I can't wait to sit on because the stance just looks amazing, and I'm building a bike that will be set up like this, actually. So this is a 2022 Fat Boy, and there's one big difference on the 2022s that Steve's going to talk to us about right now.
Yep, so the 2022s are not a solid aluminum wheel anymore. Harley actually cut some slots in there to make them a little bit lighter and a little bit cooler looking.
One of the things that's really cool about this bike, this is one of the kind of bike you sit on and you just feel cool because these handlebars are awesome. Tell me about these ape hangers that we got on here.
So that's a 14-inch Harley bar with stainless steel cables and brake lines on it.
Well, especially with the forward controls, it's got a great stance. It's going to be fun to cruise on the highway like that, and comfortable too because they're not crazy forward as well. It's got a 14 engine in it, so it's already fast and a nice, comfortable but cool looking seat, and still plenty of room to customize it even more if you want, right?
Absolutely. And another cool thing is you've already got a heavy breather on here, which makes it that much easier to put a stage 1 on here. So you're really just missing pipes at that point.
Well, that's the Bike of the Week with Steve, and now let's go ride this thing. heck, and I love the stance. I love how it rides, and the handlebars really set it off there, make it real comfortable to ride too. So there you go. There is the new Fat Boy 2022 Harley Davidson. This is Biker Dad, brought to you by the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers.
Hi, my name is Sandell Flores. I'm a 10th generation circus performer and a 3rd generation daredevil. I am the only female breakaway sway pole artist today that I know of. It's 65 feet in the air and I climb all the way to the top, and then the ending is a little different because it actually breaks in half and I come swinging down. I also ride professionally in the Globe of Death, which is the big motorcycle cage that they take motorcycles and ride around inside. I've been doing that 17 years.
So my name is Ricardo Flores. I'm here with my 11-year-old daughter, Ziana. She is the youngest motorcycle daredevil to ride inside. We call it a Globe of Death. And this little girl right here, she's our youngest rider and quite possibly the youngest rider that I can think of or that we can find right now. Their mom, my wife, also rides in the cage.
I'm actually a 3rd generation motorcycle daredevil. Grandpa started it. Mom and Dad kind of took over. Dad taught me and my little brother and my little sister.
How do you like riding in the cage?
It's pretty fun.
So what's it like being the youngest out there doing that?
Pretty cool.
The closest thing we can find to describe that feeling is like getting on a carnival ride that whips you to the outside. That's that same kind of centrifugal force or lack of gravity that pulls you. It's the same momentum that you have in there. The difference is we've got to learn to control that.
I was just on America's Got Talent Extreme, and Travis Pastrana himself gave me the golden buzzer. The golden buzzer means that I wowed him just enough that he sent me all the way to the finals in the competition of America's Got Talent Extreme. My friends have been like, oh my gosh, that's so cool, but are we still going out to dinner on Wednesday? Like, can you still do that, or are you like too cool to hang out with us now? I'm Sandell Flores, also known as the Daredevil Diva, and you're watching Biker Dad TV.
This is my prized possession, my pride and joy, my Dyna Harley Davidson. We call it Elvis. And when Elvis's paint was starting to fade and show its age, I trusted my friend Garrett at Black Sprocket Garage to give him a whole new look, and he knocked it out of the park. He can do the same thing for you, and he does it affordably. So if you want to get a one-of-a-kind custom paint job but don't want to pay one-of-a-kind prices, hit up Garrett at Black Sprocket Garage, and you better do it before we make him famous and you can still afford him. Phone number, website, everything's right there on the screen.
This is Nacho Typical Taco. PS Taco on Cottage Hill in West Mobile loads them with fresh ingredients, and they make everything, and I mean everything, right here in the restaurant. Chef Danny and her staff create the season, the sauce, and everything in between.
We're gonna make upscale tacos where everything is made here in the kitchen, so it's the flavors.
PS Taco on Cottage Hill Road in West Mobile, definitely worth a ride to eat. Go check them out.
Mobile Bay Harley Davidson is the king of motorcycle credit. Good credit, bad credit, we'll get you riding. With over 150 new and used motorcycles available, we have a motorcycle for you and your budget. New Harley Davidson motorcycles starting as low as $119 a month. The professional team in Motor Clothes is also here to help make sure that you're geared up for the riding season from head to toe. Come on down to Mobile Bay Harley Davidson on the corner of Pleasant Valley Road and Cottage Hill and see the king of motorcycle credit.
If you love your bike but hate Swamp Ass, Breezy Rider is for you. For 27 years, I've been designing medical seating to protect the skin of people confined to wheelchairs. Now, after so many friends asking for help with their motorcycle seats, I've designed Breezy Rider. Breezy Rider actually enhances the look of your bike with its custom fit design, while the patented Seal Air foam reduces vibrations that cause fatigue and pain, and you can actually feel air flowing underneath you, keeping you cool and dry.
Our Back on Two stories are brought to you by Stevenson Klotz and the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers.
I'm Jason Martin from Pace, Florida. Well, 2018, I had a hip replacement on my right hip. In April of 21, my right hip got infected, so they had to go in and remove all the components out of there. So I had just a plastic spacer for a hip, non-weight bearing, couldn't walk on it at all.
Hello everybody. Sitting there doing my infusion. Thought I'd say hello. Got my little setup here, little bag hanging on the wall.
And I'm finally back up walking and riding on my bike again. They told me I'd possibly never walk again. So back riding, because it's my therapy, it's my freedom. It's my camaraderie, my brotherhood, my friends. It just means a lot to me. Keep your spirits up. Don't really listen to what the doctors say. They tell you you're never going to walk again. You know your body better than anybody else. So take that with a grain of salt. Don't lose your faith and your hope. Keep plugging away at it, and then you can get there.
David Leverett with Breezy Rider. Just to give you a little background on Breezy Rider and how we came to be, I actually spent almost the last 30 years designing and developing and manufacturing wheelchair cushions and backs. We design products to eliminate pressure points on people that have to sit in a wheelchair all day long, as well as reducing heat and moisture buildup, doing everything we can to take care of the skin and comfort of those that sit in wheelchairs. So now we're taking all those technologies and all that background and experience and now helping out people on motorcycles with Breezy Rider. What we've done is we have a very good friend that was on a long ride on his Harley. He called me halfway on the trip, just complaining that he was chafed, he had rash, he was hurting. Is there anything I can do to help him out? So I met him in Nashville with a prototype. It took him 12 hours to get to Nashville from Alexandria, Louisiana. It only took him 10 hours to get home. The prototype helped him out that much. He was able to eliminate the stops that he was having to do just to get off the bike and get circulation. He says he only stopped for gas and food on the way home. So what we've done is we've developed a product now that actually looks great on the bike. As you're riding, it reduces pressure underneath you, giving you much better circulation as you ride. It also eliminates the impact for when you're going over the bumps or the expansion joints and bridges and things like that, so your spine doesn't get rattled nearly as much on a long ride. And what people really, really love about this product, and the reason why we call it Breezy Rider, is you literally feel a breeze underneath you as you ride.
Not everything at Bike Week in Daytona was great news. In fact, a man accused of killing a Daytona Beach couple during Bike Week was in court right after Bike Week ended. And take a look at this, a biker jumping off the drawbridge in Daytona during Bike Week. The Georgia man jumping his Honda Goldwing pulling a utility trailer. His bike crashing through the arms of the drawbridge and then going over the edge, dangling, hanging by the trailer. And a lot of people on social media have been talking about how strong that hitch is. It was raining when all of this happened.
Biker Dad. Your home for Lex and Terry in the morning rocks your workday with AC/DC. Shine down. And Offspring. Separated. Available on over 2,000 smart devices. The Gulf Coast Rock Station.
You know that we've got your back. You've got someone experienced who's going to walk side by side with you and fight for you. It's something that Eric and I both take really seriously, and it's something that we both get a great deal of pleasure out of from being able to help people at that level. I have the ability to help those who can't help themselves, and we can really change people's lives through what we do.
My daughter and I were hit from behind by a vehicle that was traveling about 70, 80 miles an hour, and the rest of the traffic was stopped. The interaction with the team here at Stevenson and Klotz was fantastic. They were very caring. They were very concerned about us. My favorite thing was just getting to know them as people. Their care, their concern, their focus on our total well-being. We could not have asked for anything else. It was just phenomenal. I would recommend them to anyone and everyone.
We are going to be that law firm that gets to know you. And if we do a good job of telling the story for our client, then everybody's going to be better off. You know, when you're in a band, it is like being in a family. We do everything we can to try to fine-tune our practice just like we would our band. It's critical to whatever degree is humanly possible to live that story for the client, and that law firm is going to be us.
This week's Tech Tip is brought to you by Mobile Bay Harley-Davidson. This week's Tech Tip is all about your noggin and helmets, and this is something you think about every time you ride, especially if you live in a state where it is mandatory, but you may not think about what's going on inside that helmet, what's going with that helmet. That's why Kim with Harley-Davidson is here to talk to us about helmets. There are 4 things that people really need to look for, right?
Yeah, so first of all, fit, right? We want to make sure that your helmet is fitting you correctly. We want to make sure that it's snug, but it's not giving you a headache. It's not leaving like major marks on your forehead. The headache is usually kind of the first giveaway that it's just too snug. So if you're riding with a buddy and they say that they have a headache every time they put their helmet on, it's because it's too tight and it doesn't fit right. The second one is going to be damage, right? We want to make sure that there's no like cracks or splits in your helmet. And then age. If your helmet's older than, let's say, 4 or 5 years at the absolute most, we should be changing it out for something that's a little newer. Over time, the insides just start to disintegrate, right? Just like anything else that starts to kind of dry rot and disintegrate.
There's foam and styrofoam in there, and that stuff, although it will never decompose, it breaks down and gets smaller. And again, that also affects not just the fit, but you know, how much impact it can take without damaging your head.
Well, and speaking of impact, that's one of the other things we want to look for, right? If you've ever dropped your helmet, it's time to get a new one. I know that one's kind of a hard pill to swallow if someone drops their helmet, even if it's just a few feet.
I drop mine like every week.
Yeah, it creates stress fractures in the actual plastic. They're made for one-time impact only. So you want to make sure you're kind of treating your helmet like a little baby, right? You want to make sure you're not dropping it.
So again, just want to recap: fit, damage, impact, and age. Check those things out. Go examine your helmet and make sure it's safe. And thanks, Kim, for talking us through helmets on this week's Tech Tip. What started as a rain out means now that the sun's out, and so are the sunglasses. What started as a terrible, horrific, no good, very bad day turned into a beautiful end to Daytona Bike Week, and believe it, we are going to be back here for the next one. So stay tuned for that coming up on the Biker Dad TV show. That's it for this episode of the Biker Dad TV show. Thanks for joining us, and please look twice for motorcycles.